Good morning and welcome back to Dave Return. I'm Dave, it's episode 9, and today we're off to the Czech Republic. Boom.
What are you gonna do today?
What you gonna do today?
What you gonna do today?
Can I get one Dave return, please?
Yes guys, so I've just locked the bike up. We're back at London Stansted today and we're off to the capital of Czech Republic, Prague. Alright guys, so it's about 6 o'clock now. Flight takes off at 7:20 and we land at 10 past 10. So I should have around 12 hours in Prague. And the flights cost £40 today. See you in Prague. So we've landed. Flight took an hour and 40 minutes, but we're here in Central Europe, capital of Czech Republic, Prague. Right, so how do we get into Prague city centre? Come out them doors. Look up here at these signs. Through the door. And it looks like we need to cross the road and turn right. We're looking for a bus number 119. Right, so what you need to do is find these yellow machines. No, do you look like I want taxi? No. Ignore the people asking you to book a taxi. There we go, ticket done. Make sure you validate it. Because apparently they've got some like ticket wardens that will beat you up if you don't have a ticket. I just watched a few videos on it, so yeah, I think it's worth buying a ticket. 30 crowns that cost. Not a clue what that was. I think it's about 150 for 30 minutes it's valid. So I'll just buy one when I come back. £3. Okay, so it looks like the 119's been cancelled, turned into 59. So we're here, we're going to ride the bus here, and then we're going to change for a metro or an underground tram, something like that. We'll see when we get there. So this is the bus we want to get on. And that's how you get the bus from Prague Airport. So I think we've got about 10 minutes or so to the tram station. It's the last stop, so... And probably everyone else will get off there, so it'll be pretty obvious, I guess. Okay, so I just did the conversion. 30 Czech crown is £1, so that's how much it costs to get into the city. And £100 would get you 2,900 crowns, €100, 2,500, and $100, 2,280 Czech crowns. There you go. Yep, so really obvious where to get off, just last stop, and everyone else will get off as well, so there we go. We're gonna head down here and get on the underground, and then hopefully we'll be in Prague. You only have to validate your ticket once, so you don't have to do it again when you come here. Down the escalators, and then hopefully we'll find the train. And then the right hand side. Right, so we're off the train. We've got off here at Mustek. Gonna head up and hopefully we'll be in the centre of the orchard. On the escalator you walk on the left and you get out of the way on the right hand side. Right, so we're here in the centre of Prague, the National Museum up there, which I think I'm gonna skip because I think there's just plenty to see walking around the town, just exploring, so let's do it. And what language they speak in the Czech Republic? It's Czech. So, hello is ahoy. It's a landlocked country, so ahoy sailors. Anyway, thanks is dziękuję, sorry is promiňte, and goodbye is shohojem. Alright guys, so this is your starting point when you come to Prague. It's called the Powder Gate, and it's basically the entrance to the old city. And something called Langos. Don't really know what that is. That looks nice. Right guys, so I've got my breakfast. We've got sausage and some ham. Right, so that's breakfast sorted. I needed it. I was starving. We've got St Nicholas Church over there. I'm stood in the Old Town Square. It's like the main square for Prague. We've got a monument over here we're going to go and have a little look at. The Jan Hus monument. It looks pretty interesting. I don't really know much about it, but yeah, it's what it is. There's another one here. And we've got a pretty cool church up there. Church of Lady Tin. But it looks pretty good. I don't know if you can notice the right one's slightly bigger and slightly kind of fatter than the left side. It's meant to resemble Adam and Eve. So yeah. You've also got like plenty of museums around as well. Madame Tussauds up there. There was like a horror museum kind of thing as well. There's a Banksy museum you can go and see. There's literally loads of museums. There's a communist museum and even a sex machine museum if you're into that. Right, I'm now at the astronomical clock. It's the oldest clock tower in the world for over 600 years, and it's never stopped ticking. This will tell you when the sun's going to set, when the moon's going to come up. It tells you each zodiac sign, each day of the saint. Even though you don't need to know that. And it even tells you the time. It's been ticking for over 600 years, non-stop, never broken or nothing. Pretty impressive. It's like it becomes a bit of a show on the hour every hour. I was here like kind of 20 minutes ago when it was going on, and this whole place was absolutely packed. You couldn't even see it. And by the way, in Czech Republic, we're 1 hour ahead of England. There's 1.3 million people living in Prague and 10.5 million in Czech Republic. And also, this is where Donald Trump's wife's from. They had a general called Jan Žižka. He's one of the most famous, and he never ever lost a battle, but he did lose an eye. So I guess it was called Czechoslovakia back then. In 1993, it divided from Slovakia. So it lost the name Czechoslovakia and it just became the Czech Republic. And during that divide, there was a huge war. So it brings me into who wants to be a travelling ahead. So how many people died during the split in 1993? Was it A, no one? Was it B, 500 people? C, 1,000? Or D, 1 million?
Time starts now.
And the answer is A, no one, because it was a peaceful split. They didn't even have a war. Comment if you notice the hanging man in the background. Now entering the Jewish quarter. We've got the synagogue behind me. So another little Jewish site here. Statue of some guy called Frank.
La metamorfosi kafkiana. Fate pure una foto, io vi aspetto più in là.
So we've got a couple more Jewish buildings behind me over there. Let's go have a closer look. So the Jews came in the 10th century and they were forced to live in this quarter till 1214. I'm just on the other side of that synagogue I just saw. You can't get in there, but there's a cemetery, so could be interesting. Looks very overpopulated. Don't know how old them graves are. So it actually looks like a pretty interesting city so far, like really medieval feel to it, and yeah, enjoying it. Yeah, it's not like London, is it? Right, so I'm just walking along the kind of Esplanade now, next to the river Vltava. It's pretty nice, really nice views. We're gonna cross the Charles Bridge, named after Charles IV, like one of the most famous kings Czech Republic had. Yeah, it's pretty nice views, isn't it? We need to make our way to the castle, so let's do it. So we've made it to Charles Bridge. Absolutely amazing, to be fair. I don't almost swore then. Let's get through it. Let's see. Let's have a look. Some nice little pedalers down there if you fancy a little paddle. The gate looks good from the side. Some nice statues. Pretty cool. Nice river, isn't it? These boat tours as well. Looks like there's loads going up and down. Have a little look at the view of the river from this side. It is a really beautiful city. Don't know what they're for. They've been left there since the medieval times. Who knows? So busy up here. I think this is honestly one of the best bridges I've ever walked across in my life. It's actually really impressive. These statues are pretty awesome. And I'm pretty sure there's a story behind one of these statues. The bishop was thrown into the river or something like that. I'm not sure why or what, but a bishop was thrown into the river and then they built a statue of him. If this woman ever moves out of the way, I'll show you what's inside of her. Why they're called that. Check out this gate, all these buildings and architecture, it's all absolutely amazing. It's amazing to just walk around, look at the buildings, like, keeps me satisfied. We've got another cool little statue up there. You always got to keep your eyes out, looking up all the time. So just behind me here is Prague's narrowest alleyway, and that's what everyone's queuing for. You can see the gap just about. So we're now walking through the narrowest street in Prague. And in case you're wondering, there is a beach in Prague. Here we go. Not much sand. Alright, so just approaching another cool little statue. Lion with wings. So if you want some Prague Czech street food, they do like their own kind of hot dog. Yeah, so give it a go. You might have seen it in other areas of Europe, it's quite common, but apparently it was in Europe here first. Right, so I just took the metro up to the castle, 22 or 23. Across the tram track, and you'll see the castle entrance just here. Right, so we're just entering the castle now. You can see St. Vitus Cathedral, biggest cathedral in Prague. So it does look pretty good, to be fair. And by the way, the whole complex of the castle, it's the largest medieval castle in Europe. What's going on here? Just a tour group. So you got your price list here. I got the main circuit one. Yeah, I think that would be good for me. It looks like this is like the main square of the castle. Looks quite modern. I think we've got a little bit of a
Map on the go. So yeah, everything's this way it looks like.
Avoid souvenir shops in places like this, they're always overpriced. Try and find a cheaper one, like just outside of town, it's always the best option. Oh wow. Check this cathedral out. Amazing. So the cathedral was built in 1344. I think maybe it is time for a confession. It's got to be one of the best cathedrals I've ever been in, to be fair. And that's about it. Not too bad, worth a little look. But this cathedral actually looks really cool. Look at it. How'd they manage to build that? We're now in the Royal Palace. I guess this used to be the Royal Hall where the royal family would live. Entertain guests and noblemen and bishops and all that. So it looks like we're in the throne room now. There's the throne. Some paintings, I guess, of the kings and queens from back in the day. And the crown jewels over here. There's not a lot of information in here, but it looks kind of interesting. Are they family crests? Something like that? They're all over the walls and see. Check that door out. That was definitely here when they first built it. It's like 800 years old. So it looks like I'm in the library now. Some old books. So pretty interesting, the royal house. Just walking down the spiral staircase now. Third different view of the cathedral. Actually looks even better from the back. Now in St George's Basilica. Right, so I've had a little walk around and there's not too much to see, to be fair, but it's nice to have a glance at it. So we're now in the Golden Lane, like a narrow kind of street with some little shops and stuff, and we just go and have a little look around. So it looks like a alchemist lab.
The all-time scientists.
Thank you. Another interesting little room. That bedroom is tiny. Looks like we're in the weapon room now. Lots of knives and armour. So it looks like there's a nice little tavern. Got some weapons in the corner. Bed up on the top. Table and chair to eat. Okay guys, so this is the Golden Lane. It's not a bad little street. It's interesting. Some nice little small little homes and shops, so have a look if you're here. It's definitely worth it. It must be absolutely mayhem in the summer there because it was busy like that. But it's a Saturday. I don't usually travel on a weekend, so. We're in the torture room, one of my favourites. That doesn't look like a good way to go. This is a cage you don't want to be stuck in. Yeah. Don't know if you can see the spikes. Yeah, That cage doesn't look too homely either. So the person goes there. And then they get cooked. Just took a few heads off in this time. Right, so we're just leaving the castle now and hoping ready for the view. I think it's going to be pretty amazing. Yeah. So that's Charles Bridge over there. Wow, you can see the Church of Turin. What's that there? See, 1 bridge, 2 bridge, 3 bridge, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's an amazing view. Right, that's Prague Castle done, and it actually started getting built in the 9th century. Over 1,000 years ago. That is pretty impressive, and it's still the biggest one. We're just heading back down the hill now. We're walking, and I definitely recommend you always get the tram up and walk back down, because the entrance to buy the tickets like at the top, so you'd have to like walk through and then walk back. You know what I mean? Okay guys, so we're now outside the Alchemist Museum, where they used to make all the potions and all that kind of stuff back in the day. So let's have a look.
16th century, this house actually belonged to one of those alchemists the emperor invited. There's a painting of the alchemist over there. His name was Hayek from Hayek. It's actually a Czech alchemist. This used to be his study room, to say his office. Of course, the room had to be reconstructed a bit to make it look more like it used to back in 16th century. But there are still some original things left here, like for example the paintings on the walls. Almost all of those are original. I think only the one on the fireplace is a bit newer. The rest should be from 16th century. Also here, in the middle of the room, the metal part of the chandelier, that's also original. They did have to make the wooden part later.
So we've got the Alchemist lab down here. We're down in the basement. He had a secret door through his bookcase, which is pretty cool. Okay, so that was the Alchemist Museum. We've just come back upstairs. So that was the secret entrance that she opened. But yeah, this was his office. And then down his secret lab underground. Pretty cool. Right, I've got dinner booked, so I'm out of it. Next stop is dinner time, and it's going to be a brilliant dinner. We've got a show booked with it, so we're going to have some entertainment as well while we eat. And we're here at Upavuka. Looks pretty good. I'd definitely recommend you come. But we'll see how the food is. Okay, so we're in. Apparently I'm a little bit late, but that will make a change. Just got my suit. I don't know how well you can hear me over this music, but I'll show you the food. dinners here. I've got pork knuckle, I think. Don't know what the salad's for. Looks alright. Okay, so I've just been handed a nice little bit of apple cake. Looks alright. Right, so medieval tavern done. So this is what the old town square looks like at night time. Pretty nice in the moonlight, isn't it? Right, I'm going to have another go at this astronomical clock, but it's just as busy as it was at 12 o'clock. But ridiculous. Has got to be one of the biggest disappointments I've ever experienced in my life. Right, so we ended up picking the astronomical clock instead of the horror museum, which was a bad call. But I've got another plan up my sleeve. We've got another interesting museum to check out behind here. I'll pop inside the front, but I don't think I can go all the way through. I doubt YouTube will allow. We'll have a little look at the front door. I'm sure that would be interesting if you're into that kind of thing. So we've also got the Banksy Museum behind me if you're interested in going to see that. I'm sure it's not a bad place to go. So one last statue to check out. We've got the man himself, Death. He'll be coming for me soon. Oh, it's so dark inside. Prague. Some mad statues. I'm back on the riverside and just kind of taking it in before I go and get the metro back. Having a last look at the castle. And I don't know if you can see it up there. Petrin Tower, right. It's a copy of the Eiffel Tower apparently. I think it's in Petrin Park. There's quite a few things to see around there. Dripstone wall though, I really wanted to see that. But it was closed apparently. I take it it's in some sort of garden. And yeah, like all the doors were closed. I walked all the way round, wasted so much time, and yeah, it was just all closed. Not a bad day out. Not a bad day out. We won't rate it yet because we still need to get back to the airport and anything can happen with me. So I'm back at the tram station. I'm literally running for the tram. That's it. Got off there and we're getting off here now. We're going to go back to the same place as I did earlier for the bus. This way. Okay, so we're back out. Whew, it's a long way up. That underground goes deep. Anyone remember what number the bus was? 59, isn't it? 59 over there. Alright, let's see. As you can see, 8:39, and I'm not rushing for the bus. You know, we'll have time, I think, hopefully. The bus ended up driving in a little circle, but let's see. I've almost missed that one as well. But I've done alright for time today. I think we pretty much done everything we wanted to do. Apart from a few things that I wasn't too concerned about. So, right, somebody's getting off Terminal 1. We're back at the airport. So what are we giving Prague out of 10? I honestly don't know. It was definitely like a positive, but there's just so much to do. It's one of them places you need 2 days. You know, 2 days, 100%. I'd do everything I wanted to do. I almost did, and I would have. I honestly didn't plan this trip as well as I've planned others, and I think it just seemed overwhelming. The map is just full of. Just look at my map of Prague. I've just got so many things there. It's just overwhelming, you know. You can't, when you've got that much stuff, you can't really plan your trips. And my problem is, like a year ago, I've just sat on Google Maps, like, I just swipe on the earth and just look at interesting places and then click, I want to go there. And my mind's made up, it's a 7 out of 10. Hugo Boss all the way today. And I haven't gone through bag security yet. What's that all about? And I've bought all my drinks for the flight. Oh, here it is. They better not confiscate my drinks. I'll be fuming. Right, so it's time to get on the plane. It's been a good day out in Prague today. Czech Republic, not a bad country. By the way, I forgot to say, I had a couple of Pilsners earlier. It's like the Czechia beer at that medieval tavern. Definitely sent me a little bit lighter. But let's leave it off here now. See you in London. Top 3 things to do in Prague. Number 1, Charles Bridge. Number 2, Prague Castle. And number 3, probably just looking at the astronomical clocks. What did I spend today? I've made my list, I've added it up. Ticket was 40 quid today. So flights, 40 quid to get there. The Alchemist Lab, 5 quid. The castle, £12. Ham and sausage, the little breakfast thing I had in the Old Town Square, that was 6 quid. The dinner was 30 quid, not 40, I got that wrong. Check the email. And travel, to the airport and back, 2 quid, so you can't complain with that. 20 quid extra for Sweden, weren't it? And magnet, 3 quid. So altogether, £98. Right, how many steps did we do? 34,000. There you go. 34,000 steps. It's got to be like second place that, I think, almost. I had to check the Rome video to just double check. That was 38,000, so we're just short of that. What a day out. Prague, it's definitely up there for one of the best cities to visit. It's brilliant, it's brilliant. So we're going to end the video there. Give us a like, comment, share, subscribe, all of it. Thanks for watching. Brilliant episode. And don't worry, we'll be back next week. We're going to...
Can I get 1 day return, please?